Hello, my beautiful nine pinners, you guys. How are you holding up? Wow, in my thoughts. One of the reasons why is I am a nine life path. And so, lots of times it seems like the nine kind of gets, tossed off, not given cred. I intimately know the depth and the breadth and the subtle nuances of the nine. And so I promise you, I'm not going to keep you here too long, but I'm going to have to babysit myself so I stay on point. This is your June Numerology Scopes. And the way that I describe these monthly cycles, I first have to start by explaining the global year. The global year is the terrain that we're running through. It's like our 12-month marathon run, right? The tool for this, the successful finishing of this marathon is your personal year number, all right? So the goal for you getting the biggest bang for your buck out of this 8 global year is the number 9 traits, attributes, qualities that are the higher vibration of that number. And then in the months, we have the terrain of the month that you will be sprinting through for 30-ish days. And the tool in your toolbox for you guys is the same as the terrain. So in June is the 6th month of the calendar year, and your tool to successfully navigate that is 6. So this is what we're going to be talking about. It was, last month, you're 5-5, the month before 4-4. And the reason why this happens in a 9 personal year is that it's time to get ready for a whole new reboot in your 1 personal year, which is going to land January 1st of 2025. And like clockwork, anything that we drop into our 1 personal year, we are going to be working with on the positive or the negative side for the next 9 years. That year plus 8. So we want to be conscious about what we're dropping in. And for you in this last, we're just beginning the roll down the hill at the end of this month into the last 5-6 months of the year itself, thinking about, what is it that is next? What's next? Life would be so boring and dull if things weren't there for an option for us to pick and choose from that is new and exciting and different, but it is still in alignment with our passions and the things that, make us want to get up in the morning and live our life on purpose. Okay, so let's talk about 6. 6 is the number of community. And we all are in the global family, and I mean that, global family. We are all in a 6. The goal of this month is to make community better than how we found it when we entered the month, so that when we leave this month, it's in better shape. What makes up community? Relationship. And so as you're, I will get to you what's going on in business and opportunities that you guys have, relationships, as well as vacation time and personal health and health needs. I'm going to get there. This piece about the 6, we are moving through the community number of 6. The penultimate expression of 6 is the visionary, who can see the pathway and what's needed in order for there to be something so simple as inclusion. I see you, you matter, And by default, you live that through your actions and your reactions and your responses. And you teach by example so that there is a receptive response that also says, I see you and I value you and I honor you. You can have two very similar people in a room. You know, I've met people and I'm like, oh my gosh, you're so much like me. But they're not me. They are a completely distinct human being. And there's a massive difference there. So globally, getting to universal inclusion, we are far from that. And so this number is really actually quite imperative and necessary that we begin to embody it and practice it ourselves, all right? So in community, there's a couple of bogeys and targets that you are going to want to have a look at, because you already know, you're listening to this, you already know where they are. You know where the problems are. You know where the problems are in business. It's in a relationship. It could be your group, your team cannot seem to get their poop in a group and work collaboratively together on getting something done. You can also have a look at somebody on your team or a part of your company. It could even be you in a company where it's pretty clear that it's time to move on. And you've got ants in your pants, or you know that they're getting edgy. And you know it, they know it, it just hasn't been talked about. If there is a scenario like that and you are a boss that is, or, you know, here's my manager, let's say you're a manager, right? Something like that. The way to get the zhuzh out of the six that you want to have is offering to help figure out what the next step is, to being willing to, you know, really proactively willing to help them land in the next space that they need to go. All right. 6 energy practices an inordinate amount of patience, is forgiving when people make mistakes and doesn't get like caught up in these petty details. Does excellent work without falling into perfectionistic tendencies. Because what comes along with perfectionistic tendencies is, this is the negative manifestation of the 6th frequency, where people are disempowered and begin to get really nervous and lose their confidence with their abilities. And if these people are on your team, if they're in your home, if this is family members too, because I need to say this every single recording that I make, a family is a business. And those of you who have family, you're running that business and you're taking care of that community. And so this is true as well. For you, perfectionistic tendencies don't do anything for anyone, and that includes you. You would end up saying, okay, you're not doing it right. Give that to me. I'm going to do it myself. It can go down to cleaning a house. You're not doing it right. I'm going to do it myself. And then you're not doing it right. I'm going to do that myself. It could be somebody that you've hired. That's their job. They're getting paid to do that. And you say, I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to do it myself all over the place. And what do you have at the end of the day? You have a bunch of other people's, you know, jobs potentially, but also you took away opportunities for there to be education and learning. And now you've got a bunch of petty details that look really pretty, a perfectly coiffed toilet, And what have you got? Pennies in your satchel. What's the goal? The goal is empowering people. The goal is to teach excellent work ethics, to be forgiving, have some grace, some latitude, a lot of patience, knowing that there is a long-term process that actually is going to go on here. And for you, you're dropping in the system that is going to hold, and it will withstand storms, which always happen in life because people are complicated, situations are complicated, and especially in business, also relationship, just across the board. Nothing is a given. You know, all of a sudden it's that happened, and that happened, and that happened, right? It provides this base. So take a deep breath. The 9, cleaning things up, relationships, stuff in business, habits, anything that is just, you know, asking for you to pay attention to it. Pay attention to me, pay attention to me, come up with a solution. Let's find a solution together. And the only way you really can do that is to talk to people about it. Sit down and be forgiving. Because if there's hurt feelings, or if you've been a little railroad-y in the past, most of the time this stuff is pretty old. In community, we have relationship, and they're all over the place. And there's longevity in those community settings. So you practice forgiveness. That's all. Let it go. Life's too short. Let it go. If you have made the choice that this is something that you want moving forward long term, let it go. Be forgiving and genuinely mean it. This is connected to the 9 life path as well. You got to walk your talk. Be what you speak. And if you don't, I know me as a 9 life path, I have to have an incredible amount of integrity that, no, I live what I teach. And I'm a teacher, I'm a seer, I'm a psychic, I'm a clairvoyant. And I've done a lot of live radio and podcasts and all sorts of different teaching forums. Live what you teach. Live it. That's integrity. Okay. So be forgiving and just let other people learn for themselves. If you do choose, wherever you choose to make community better, where there is an agreement to come into partnership to change a dynamic, then that's where you are going to teach others to do for themselves. And in doing so, guess what happens? You might be giving them a way to make a living. And there's a lot of patience in teaching, right? Tons of patience and deep breaths in teaching, because mistakes happen and whoopsie doodles happen. And sometimes those mistakes actually produce new opportunities or thoughts or ways of thinking that you hadn't previously thought of before, right? Okay, so you got a double 6 energy, guys, and do your best to not be perfectionistic. Don't ask it of yourself. Don't ask it of others. And to let messes be made. Let them be made. And allow. While at the same time you're teaching excellent work ethic, excellent work protocol, specifically in your business. All right. All right. So let me jump into your to-do list here and just have a look. All right. this number of community is specifically for you. You've wrapped your 8-year last year. Now you're into the continuation of that success surge. I know you will be dropping in new business ideas and launch things. You'll have launches in your 1 year. This month in business, you will be talking to people who you are collaborating with that are their own superpower. This is a group effort, and so listening to new ideas that the community is bringing forward, that probably does include the benefit of the good of all. And this would look like potentially creating a new position for 4 or 5 people in your company or on your team. It could just be one person, and you know the one person that would has earned it to be put into that position. And so that's honoring the 8 personal year of success and abundance and prosperity for all. And it also is supporting this future venture and what you want to launch, expand inside of, right? When we trim a tree that has been growing for, I don't know, 8 years, and we give it a good haircut, it explodes the next year in growth. And that's kind of what's going on here. It's not about cutting down the tree that you planted 8 years ago. This is about nurturing it and loving it. And sometimes it's the trimming up. And yeah, so I just wanted to say that. Relationships, I really don't see that this month has a lot of angsty stuff to it. That kind of happened last month for you guys because you were in a 5 double frequency. I hope you actually made it through that in one piece, and you dropped those matches carefully. There is a need, however, for you guys to stay open to another wave of who stays, who goes. This will be pretty easy to identify as you show up in these meetings, phone calls, dinners, I don't know, wherever you're moving throughout the entire June experience in the things that makes up your life. A relationship or two, it's going to be coming up for your review. It can be in friendship. Sometimes it's even in intimate long-term partnership, where you're looking at it going, okay, wait, is this worth my time? Do I want this moving forward? Is it worth going in and putting in the let's sit down, I want to talk to you about something. Can we work through this together? Okay? So you have one more wave of that, and by the time you roll into next month, you should be done for the most part with the cleanup phase of relationship, all right? Also, as I'm looking here, always in a 6. Yeah, wait, hold on. Yep. Okay, always in a 6. There's a need to tend and nurture littles and our older family members. There's some form of health crises that you will be asked to give your time, and I just want you to give it without any thought of anything in return. Deal? Okay? So many nine pinners, because I've had so many forums of teaching this, they complain about the 9 being boring. It's not as quick and fast paced as the 8-year. And yet there's just something sweet about this, where you get to reap the benefit of your reward You don't really have to work all that hard in your business because your business is actually humming along nicely. This is a time to really, go internal, go into your instincts, into your intuition, and pay attention to the things. Again, what is being asked to be let go, and how are you going to go about letting it go with honesty, integrity, a ton of wisdom, compassion, kindness, and then willingness to help if that is something that that relationship has, deserves because of the years that it has been active, just to see what the next steps are for this individual, right? All right, so outside of that, I think your finances, I do want to talk to you guys about that for a second. Usually in June, there's going to be a personal request or need for your finances. Somebody close to you is just going to need a little bit of help. Go ahead and give it. You have enough money coming in to support it. That means for you, it's not going to be just as much playtime. If, it depends. I'm talking to demographics here that go from like 20 to 85. And so depending on what cycle that you're in, I want you just to be really, really mindful of your cash flow and a little bit more frugal with what you're spending your money on. That's kind of necessary. I don't see a lot of you taking vacations this month. It might be these little short vacations this month, but you're really mired in relational discussion, and you're helping, and you're also making decisions about what stays and what goes across the board. All right. So that's kind of the bogey for you guys this month. I would say that if you have any to-don'ts that I want to bring up, there's just one. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about it. If you're suffering from lack of patience, like I was just saying about the 9 personal year, and wanting it to be more sexy and more exciting, there's a tendency, specifically inside of the community month, I don't know why, but it's just a thing, that you're gonna get a little bull in a China store, forceful, and you'll demand and force your ideas. And that's just something that's gonna backfire on you. So don't do that. At all costs, don't do that. I think you'll be really disappointed with the outcome, because that answer is no. I mean, the very first thing that needs to happen, let's just say that this is a team that's working in a company, is to fix the kerfuffles. Fix the reason why that these phenomenally gifted people cannot come together in order to get this thing over the finish line, get this job, this project over the finish line without all these bumps and stuff, right? That's what's required. That's what's needed. So get comfortable talking, get comfy with the idea of sitting down and listening and feeling all the feels, but really listening to the person who is talking to you, or the group of people who are talking to you. Listen, deduce, listen, deduce. The 9 has the ability to, be 1 or 2 or 10 steps away from the emotional hits. That's what helps the 9s navigate these tricky waters of hurt feelings, or I'm not understood, I'm not this, that, or the other thing. That's all the underbelly stuff of the 6 frequency. Well, we're going to see one of two things in our news media. We'll see inspiring stories, and then we'll see the stories of, I deserve this, gimme, 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 that's mine, gimme, 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 I deserve this. And just don't go there. Don't let any of that take root. I promise you, if you can navigate this month on the higher, flip side of 6, you're going to be blown away, thrilled, pleased, ready to roll into June. And those, your number combination has nothing to do with community here. All right. If you would like to read the written out version of this, go to the link on my YouTube homepage. 12listen.com is my home away from home. That's where I work as an intuitive and a seer and lots of other things. But find my picture and my homepage there, and it's all written out for you there, how to figure out your PYNs, what this is all about. Every single personal year, July or June directive is written out there for you, and it's free. I know people are asking me that. Yep, it's free. Also, hit that subscribe button. Share, if you wouldn't mind, to your groups and your peeps to get the word out. And any comments or questions that you have, just go ahead and post them here. I'm really excited for the community to start to build and chat with each other. I'm going to try to touch base with you in about a couple of weeks just to give you a boost and a go get 'em, tiger, and, just don't lose your focus on making community better than how you found it in your world. All right. All right, everyone, big loves, and I will talk to you in a couple of weeks. Bye.